Okay, so right, for him, you know, when I actually approached him to do level up, he really willingly took up this challenge and told me, you know, I want to share with everybody. So of course, for Danny himself, he's a very, very familiar face in the private residential segment. And it's so uncanny, right, that just a few years back, right, I was just teaching him, right, for acceleration. So Danny, I'm actually very, very proud of you that, you know, through the years, I've actually seen you grow to who you are till now. Multiple award winner, diamond achiever, Centurion Cup holder, and so much more, and even a trainer for Preeminent Group, right? So a bit about Danny. Okay, so for Danny himself, right? He born in 1975, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 1975.
Wow.
Check
Why must you say out the year?
Huh? Okay, well, you're still young, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Still young,
Okay.
what?
Yes. Forever
Yeah.
young.
Okay, and currently Danny is married already, so too bad for you all. And of course, right, he has two beautiful kids. Okay, so Danny today's session, right, he mentioned that he will actually share with us wholeheartedly, and at the same time, I'm sure a lot of you all want to actually know, right, his business model for his success. Of course, success can be replicated, and that's the reason why we want to hear him share. And of course, he also mentioned whatever trade secret, everything you will share with us, right?
Share to my best effort.
Well, not very
I'm
convincing.
expecting people to ask me
Already so
questions
high
lah.
already. That's not very convincing. Hey, again. So,
Yes.
Danny, you mentioned right
Let's
that
do
you will
it.
share with us right all your trade secret and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So, are you guys ready for Danny? If you're ready, right, type inside the chat group ready. Only girl answer you, Danny. Wow, very, very attractive, are you? Oh, finally got one guy, Wilson. Okay, Wilson, Raymond. Okay, very good, very good. So all of you are ready. Without further ado, let's have Danny to actually share with us in this session of Level Up. All right.
Okay, thanks, Beyond. Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's raining outside, but I'm very ready to share with you all on my journey. So before I start, let me just load up the slides. Okay. Okay, can anyone see the slides? If you can see, give me a 5. Okay, that's great. So first of all, I would like to thank Beyond and of course my boss Kevin for the opportunity. So just to share with you all, when Beyond asked me, you know, whether I want to do level up, no, I mix it up. I thought that is the real talk for the diamond achievers. So I just say yes lah. I mean I can do lah. And then I then realized that it's level up. I was thinking level up. Oh shit! Unfortunately, I missed some of the sections before. So I was thinking that it will be pretty straightforward. But what I did tell Beyond is that since he called me, right, and then I will do it. Yeah. So the one thing that I learned from Kevin, right, is about showing up, taking the opportunity as it comes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thankful that I can share with you all. Nothing. I would say that it's like nothing really fantastic. Okay. But it's from the heart, and it's really based on what I've been doing for the past 5 years, and hopefully from today's sharing, right, I think most of you will benefit from the sharing. Yeah. So okay. So without further ado, just a short uh, a background about myself. Okay. First of all, okay. So yeah, Beyond already revealed my age. So I'm born in 1975. Yeah, but I think to me, it's like age is just a number, especially in this industry. I always tell some of my colleagues that this industry is a very fair industry. It does not discriminate. So it doesn't matter whether you are 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus. I've seen um, agents in different age group, right? Okay, doing very well. And it's always something that I look upon. And and hopefully, within PG, in our culture, then we will promote more of this sharing so that it will benefit anyone. So I have a family of I have two girls. This picture is taken during the, I think, post COVID. Yeah. So for me, I like to think myself as a family man. So as much as I want to do more in the business, I also make sure that I have enough time for my family. And besides that, I also believe in work-life balance. Yeah. So I'm actually quite active uh, as a basketball player. In fact, most of this particular group is most of them are actually from ERA. So we have our weekly sessions. Okay. So the next thing then would be why real estate. Because when I joined the real estate industry, I was about 40, coming to 40. Yeah. And previously, I actually own a business. I start up a representative office for a Hong Kong partner. And 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 until this day, the business is still running. But it's more of automated already. Yeah. So my full focus is actually on real estate. Okay. And I'm fortunate, okay, that I've actually made investment in private properties and commercial properties when I was younger. um, and uh, and I would say that actually all make money. I have already diverse. I think most of them. It's not a lot. Okay, I think probably like five investment properties previously. But the one thing that struck me most, right, is that I didn't really have a feel of the market sentiment back then. Yes, I do make money, but if I have actually hold the properties until now, or even until now, okay, I will have made much more. So this actually like um, stir me, okay, and that's the reason why when I decided to pursue another career, right, okay, then real estate becomes a very common, very instinctive industry that I want to be in. Uh, Yeah, so of course, it's really about the money. There are push and pull factors into this real estate industry. I mean, for those who tell me that they joined the real estate industry, because of uh, all other reasons, but I think most importantly, you want to be in this industry where you can make money. Uh, yeah, if not, then you can be in any other industry if you are, if you want to have a more impact on the society. Yeah. Okay. And then okay, so my real estate journey. So like I say, I'm a homegrown ERA agent. My first company is ERA. My first boss is Kevin. Okay, and then this is how it started. Okay, the picture on the left is actually taken in July 2015. The picture on the right is in the same year as well, doing the acceleration. So you can see the second person from the right is actually beyond. So actually 5 years, you look at beyond now and then, I think he's much more mature and handsome now. From the heart, bro. Okay. I also have the opportunity, right, by tapping on my circle of influence, right? I actually have the opportunity not shortly after I taken my license, right, to actually be a project IC, okay, of this small boutique apartment in District 15. It's called the 180s Residences. Okay, so you can say that I haven't even learned to walk and then I start to run already. But I think from Kevin, right, what he always tell me is that um, um, uh, you must always be ready, okay, to grab the opportunities. So with his blessing and with his support, we took on 180s uh, residences for our group to market, and we actually sold very well. In fact, I think we are the agency who sold the most, okay, for 180s residences. So I think one lesson that I think one experience that I actually draw for this whole episode, yes, it actually looks very daunting in the beginning, because frankly speaking, I've not really um know much about the real estate, as a agent. And then the next moment I find myself being the project IC, having to do all the operation, getting it ready, doing briefing and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm just glad that I did it lah, because uh, besides, although the learning curve is steep, right, I actually learn a lot of stuff, as a project IC. And of course, I also closed quite a number of units there. And then shortly after, about 3 years back, 2 3 years back, and then when Preeminent Management decided to run eminence programs for our own people, I volunteered. Um, and I think my first training, I started as what I think is a negotiation module. But as we progress, right, I then realized that there's a gap to be filled. So I actually volunteered to start this property advisory solutions, okay, as part of the private eminence programs. And of course, I also have a team now. Currently, running a team with about 8 agents. Some are full time, some are part time. But I think it's another experience, running a team of agents. And okay, so that's about my real estate journey. Uh, is everyone okay following up so far? Because I'm just like talking to the screen. Can you like just give me a two or one or whatever, and so just to let me know that you are, just enjoying the session. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone. Okay. I mean, for those who know me, right, I'm not the kind of who really like to um talk a bit about my achievements lah. But I think the reason that I'm actually invited to do level up, I guess that I've done something right. Um, so so um, for the achievements that I've done right, of course, in my very first year, was the top rookie for Preeminent Group. Okay, at the age of like 41. Okay, when I started in when I told my family members and close friends that I'm joining the real estate industry, right, they were worried. Yeah, and then they thought that I have a midlife crisis. And but then I always feel that I think from young I always feel that it doesn't matter where I am, as long as the attitude is correct, right, then I'm sure that I will be able to achieve something. So my motto is always your attitude determines your altitude. Like what I say, this industry no discrimination. Okay, at the end of the day, it's really your attitude, how hard you work, and I think must work hard and work smart lah. Okay, so I think all in all, I've actually collected about 8 Centurion Cups. Okay, for I mean through the 5 years journey, and then yeah, so the if you are looking at the Centurion Cups, right, the one on the bottom left is actually the first generation lah. Because Kevin always mentioned that when he wanted to start this Centurion Cup thing, right, that I mean he also faces like some skepticism, why are you doing this, all this. Yeah, but I think it's something that when it was first announced, it was something that a lot of us actually look forward to gather it, because back then, right, to achieve 100,000 in a month, right, is it's really very difficult. I think over the years I also like yeah, garnered some company achievements as well. Yeah, in the top 10, top 50, top 100. Yeah. And then of course recently I was awarded the salesperson achievement award as a platinum winner. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I summarized about my real estate, how I started, you know, and then my journey, my achievements. I think it's actually a good, very good session for me because it actually gives me, it makes me reflect and then do a run out of what I've been doing for these 5 years, and then tapping on it, right? And then I try to think, you know, when I started as an agent, you know, what have I encountered, and then slowly, you know, what have I done right, what have I done wrong, okay, to be where I am today. Yeah. So yeah, so I think that's the this will be the main thing, you know, of the whole session lah. Okay, it will be my business model because I'm sure that every agents will have their own business model. Some specialize in HDB, some specialize in condos, some specialize in landed, some specialize in new projects. But for me, over the years, I'm also on the main track, main journey like a lot of other agents, but but uh, but but I'm someone who actually along the way, right, refine my business model. So my specialization is actually in private resale. I started off as a more like a GTA agent in District 15, District 16, because I stay in the East all my life. Okay, there will be people who are thinking or who has been asking, you know, what should I do as an agent, as a new agent, you know, or as a fewer agents, you know, are you on the right path? Um, uh, I think from my own experience, right, it will be good, okay, if you can start off with an area that you are familiar with. Yeah, because that will be very easy for you. Because no point if you are staying in the east, right, and then you decided to do your GTA in or your focus in Woodlands, in Jurong. Yeah, because unless you really know that area well, but then it doesn't make sense for me, okay, to actually spend so much time traveling up and down. Okay, so that will really depend on your own preference. In fact, I also think that if you are core area, I mean, if you do focus in an area, right, it will help because the residents there will start to know you. You will get to know more about the area. Okay, it just takes time because at the end of the day, when people know you, right, okay, it's easier for you to approach them, whether you know to do sale, rental, or even for purchase, or even for new launch. Yeah, so my business model, right, I follow very closely to this income chain. This is actually uh, told to me, right, I think on the very first day when I met up for with Kevin for discussion. Of course, the 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 of course we have evolved lah, you know, for the past 5 years. Yeah, back then it's more about conventional stuff, but right now we know that we are online, we are on the digital. But I think the income chain will actually, this should be the primary roadmap for a lot of agents. And trust me, until now, okay, I still look at this income chain and see how I can improve myself. Yeah, because there's so much more on this income chain. And of course, I'm sure that you, I think most of you will have actually know this. But the first thing, which I think is always very important for agents, us is always about prospecting. Okay, of course, you will have your circle of influence, but the truth is, especially when I started my business, right? Um, Not all your circle of influence, okay, or your warm leads, right, will actually buy, sell properties or even rent properties through you for various reasons. Maybe they think that you are new, or maybe they don't want to reveal too much about their own personal financing and stuff like that. Okay, so so there's only so much that you can tap on okay, with your warm leads. But we do know that under prospecting, right? Okay, to me, I term prospecting as like online and offline. You can call it conventional, digital. On the conventional side, I mean, of course, you have your circle of influence. You can do mailers, you can do roadshow, you can do knock, door knock, um, so that will be actually the conventional. So my whole idea, okay, about this prospecting, okay, is that of course when you talk about mailer, you know, you have to come up with the design and stuff like that. Okay, you start from skill level 1 to 10. So along the way, you just have to increase your skill level. And on the online side, then we are talking about branding, you know, how about um, how to do, how to use Facebook, you know, to brand yourself, okay, whether in the area or as, I mean, in general, okay, of what you are doing. Yeah, so it's something that I'm very uncomfortable with. Okay, when I try, I mean when I start to do digital branding or digital marketing, because I'm not someone who can easily like talk to anyone, and I'm not someone who really like to um, I'm not hands-on on the digital side, but it's something that I force myself because I believe that um, it's important for us, especially when our business is concerned, right? To do those things that we don't like to do. Yeah. So for the prospecting part, right, I've tried every kind of prospecting, door knock, roadshow, mailers, and even for the digital side, right? I mean, I started to do more on Facebook, do more on branding now because the truth is, um, everyone is jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to um, on the mainstream, right? Okay, you have to do this. Yeah, because it's very important. Prospecting is like it's something that you have to do every day. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do prospecting right, then you can't do your presentation. Okay, so it's actually a step by step thing. Some people are very of course you can't wait for everything to be in place lah. You know, so that's where I was sometimes I will share with my colleagues or agents, right, that you don't need to be perfect in every form of prospecting. Okay, it's just that you just have to start it going, and at the same time, right, okay, you just have to improve along the way. Because if you don't prospect, right, then you can't do presentation. Yeah, so I think that's the main thing that actually hinders a lot of new agents or even agents of few years or even for like agents with decade of experience. Yeah, so of course with presentation, then you know that we have last time Zach actually did the listing program, the listing presentation program, and then right now it's actually done by Donnie. I've joined two courses, you know, and every time I have a takeaway. So you actually have to like up your presentation skills, and yeah, it's back to the same thing whereby you just have to increase your skill level. And for the next thing on the income chain will be on marketing. Yeah. So when you are doing good prospecting, right? Okay, and then you proceed to refine your presentation. Okay, and then when you get the listing, then you have to look at, you know, how to market the property, because uh back then, okay, when I joined the industry, right, um the marketing is still not so vibrant, especially on the digital side. So this is something that I also have like. So if you ask me about marketing of a private resale condo, you know, I can tell you what to do, but it's only on the digital side, which is something that I also trying to be more proficient in. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, and then after that, then you have your negotiation. I mean, based on my understanding, I think Kenny and Ivan is also running a negotiation. Negotiation is something that you can learn from courses, you can learn from presentation or or videos or YouTube, you know. But I think it's something that really experience, needs experience on the ground, okay, that will actually up your negotiation skill, because you can prospect, you can present, you can market. But my first deal, right, okay, I actually burst my first deal, okay, due to the negotiation part. Yeah. So you have to have the whole look. And when we talk about whole look, then this is the income chain. Okay. And only when you have a certain proficiency level in this income chain, right, then you can start to make money. Um, of course, you don't need everything to fall into place lah. I just stress that because like myself, when I started, right, Kevin always tell me don't think so much. You don't need to have the best prospecting methods. You don't need to have the best presentation skill. Okay, at the end of the day, you must you must um you must do it, and then you must do it. That's the thing that actually hindered me quite a while when I started, because I always try to know to do a good job, but sometimes it can be a double-edged sword, because when you want to do a good job, then that means that you will take time to do it. And in our industry, right, okay, time is really money, because you can lose a deal, you can lose a prospect, right, within 5 to 10 minutes time. Okay, so this whole income chain actually is something that I follow very closely. Of course, after a while, you know that, you know what can what is there, okay, is there. But then even like for marketing, you know, recently I'm just like exploring this Metapod. Okay, because previously I was using a virtual tour camera, so but I thought that Metapod actually looks quite good. So at this stage I'm also exploring Metapod. So it's never ending, it's never ending. Okay, and then I also come to realize that when I was in my second year, right, I realized that there is a gap. I realized that I needed more, okay, so that I can connect to the clients, so that I can impress my prospects. Okay, so I was thinking about skill sets at that time, right? Okay, because of the cooling measures, there were a lot of objections from the ground, right? As in, oh no, why should I pay ABSD? You know, but I really want to buy. So how can I do it? So I take it upon myself. I join courses. I take it upon myself. I talk to lawyers. I talk to bankers, and then I want to learn the kung fu lah. No, the kung fu to actually um to help in my business. And that's where I realized from the ground, right? Okay, despite that, I mean that was like before, about 3 years back, when ABSD was still 7%. But you know, on the ground, there's a lot of um, buyers who wanted to buy, but because of the restrictions, right, they can't buy. So that's why I take it upon myself, you know, to actually think of what are the solutions, because at the end of the day, right, there will always be problems. I mean, in our life, in our daily life, in our industry, right, there will always be problems. But I'm someone who don't see problem as a problem. Okay, I see problem as something that I need to come up with a solution so that I can solve it. Yeah, and that's where I really go into it. I mean, I did join course, but I actually spent a lot of time talking to lawyers and bankers, because and I also realized that when you ask, right, most people would share. So along the way, I pick up my knowledge, and through these solutions, right, I mean, a lot of my Centurion cups is actually from that I got, okay, by providing such solutions to my clients. And I'm just going to give you these three examples lah, which I think is which I have done it even until today. I'm still doing it, and it has benefit my clients, and of course, more importantly, benefit me lah. Okay, so with the solutions that I have, right? Okay, I'm actually like for the first case, this was actually covered in my property advisory solution course in the private eminence, but I just share again with some of you all who have not attended the course yet. So with the solution that I have, with the power up skill that I have, then I start to slowly implement. Okay, and then like for the first case, right, I actually advise a couple who are working professionals to sell their matrimonial home, um buying a one investment property each. So this one right now is commonly known as asset progression lah. Sell one buy two. But back then I was like 3 years back, 4 years back, I was trying to do it already because I mean on the ground you hear that there are other agencies, there are other agents who has been doing it. So you just need me to have the first step, have the first case, so that you know that it can be done, and from there then you start to do more. So for this particular couple, right, they actually wanted to keep their HDB and buy second property because back then 7% ABSD to them is not a lot. Okay, but my pitch to them is that why should you keep HDB? For the 7% ABSD that you are paying, right? Okay, then you probably can make your money work harder, and also show them the different options. Okay, if you sell a HDB and then you buy one property each, compared to the option if you keep HDB and then you buy a second property and then paying for the 7% ABSD. So from this case, right? So they, of course, they hear me out, okay, and they agreed with me that this will be the best option for them. Okay, and then from there, right, we actually when we do this, I actually show them that they have tax savings of 140,000. The current capital gain for both properties now, it will be around 220,000. But I think so this will be for the first case, and subsequently for the second case, I also advise a high net worth couple. I mean the husband is actually a CEO of a financial company. Okay, but you will be surprised, no? But of course, right now there will be more buyers who will know about all this, because nowadays a lot of agents, are pitching it. But at the end of the day, I always tell my clients, okay, while other agents are pitching it to you, okay, based on, but have they really done it? So I will tell them that I actually have done it with a lot of clients. So this client, they wanted same thing. They own a semi detached. They wanted to buy a freehold property, okay, and then paying the 7% ABSD, because 7% ABSD to them is nothing. Okay, but of course I talk to them, and then we do a decoupling for the semi detached. The wife will be happier lah, because the wife actually gets the semi detached, okay, while the husband bought the freehold property. So they actually have a tax savings of 110,000, and then current capital gain for the property is actually 400 to 500,000. And then for the third case, right, I actually advise a cash rich business owner to buy a property in a city area. So back then it's already, second property is already 12% already. So to them, cash rich, no problem. I pay the ABSC. Okay, but of course, then with that, we actually make a tax saving of 568,000 lah. Although the capital gain is, I think not a lot lah. There is but really not a lot lah. Yeah, it's in the city itself. Yeah. Okay, so what have my clients benefited? My clients have benefited from the solutions that I proposed to them. Okay, but I think through the process, right? Okay, it's a win-win situation, because while they have benefited from my solutions, okay, I have benefited in terms of the commission that I earn. So for the first case, the total gross commission that I earn, okay, is 170,000, because you sell and buy two properties. The both properties are new launch. Okay, for the second client, okay, the total gross commission is 78,000. Okay, but the key thing for them is that I actually help them to make a tax savings of 110,000. And for your information, the freehold property was their investment property, and I'm still handling their investment property. Of course, they are looking to divest, but I actually told them that maybe can wait a while. But I'm handling the portfolio for them and their family. And then for the third, I actually made a just based on one deal, 156,000. Yeah, and yeah, I'm still working with him on his commercial properties. Yeah, so these are the this is a gap that I see, and this is something that I take it upon myself to learn. And so you can see that by being by working smart, right? Okay, you identify, okay, uh, how you can actually value add to your clients, and in the process you actually gain, okay, their trust, and also, and of course, you gain in terms of commission. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so until my last or asset progression, or you sell one by two, okay, this is a case of sell one by two, was N2020. I sold my clients 5 room at Jurong West, and then subsequently they bought a resale. Um, the reason they buy a private resale is because they want to be near the parents. So I'm not someone who actually push them, but for the husband, he actually bought a investment unit, okay, at Avenue South. Yeah, so it's so this kind of skill set is something that um once you learn it, and then it will take some time. Yes, it will take some time for you to master it, but once you master it, it's something that you can always do it at the flick of your tongue. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah, so I mean, it's not really for okay. You take it as a form of publicity, because I think the Preeminent Group is also working very hard to value add to our agents. So these are the so this is I mean how we actually do property advisory solutions, right? It's actually covered up in the private eminence. Of course, in the program itself, we have a lot of you have a mixture of experienced, not so experienced, but I think all the trainers here are actually very qualified, okay, to share with you, okay, what's how you can excel in the private resale side. Okay, so I've shared with you on my specialization, um, and then my business model, but also believe that there must be a system in place, okay, which it really depends on every individual. But for myself, I do have a systematic way of doing things. Yeah, because I never like those like very like impromptu kind of stuff. I like to be organized and systematic. So in for myself, right? Okay, I will always set goals, for the new year or whatever, and then I will have a set of, I will do a set of KPI lah, yeah, because if you want to get to a destination, right, you need a map, right? But you need a map, then you also need to know, how long, where are you now, how long do you need to take to reach the next point, and finally your destination. So these are actually how I measure myself lah in terms of the performance. Okay, and then I also plan, because if your plan is to do HDB, then you must have a plan, where you want to be, what kind of HDB, and then any particular area, then how you want to go about doing it, in terms of prospecting, and so on and so forth. And then of course, then once I have a plan, then I'll have a schedule. Okay, so on Monday, what should I be doing? On Tuesday, what should I be doing? On Wednesday, what should I be doing? And for the weekends, of course, it will be about viewings lah. But if I have like empty, slots in between, then I'll see what else I can do. But that will be a more impromptu. But what I'm sharing right now is about system that which I'm actually doing it. Okay, currently. Of course, then it will be about the work procedures that you will have lah. Okay, just to share with you, I'm someone who I would say that it's very important to work hard, but it's also very important to work smart. Just like when you talk to a prospects, right, for the very first time, I always take it. I always make sure that I try to have time to find out more about them. So that I can see, whether this product is really good for them, or based on their current situation, right? What other options they have. Uh, so these are my like procedures for new prospect, and then when I close a case or sell a property, what are the workflow that I can do. So at the end of the day, it's also working smart. It's also leveraging on what you have done, what you are doing. Then of course, because my business model is also do have quite a fair bit of referrals as well, because I focus a lot on my CRM, which is customer relationship management. So I always make sure that for my clients, so basically I have like three groups of clients. Like for the A clients would be those who have bought, buy and sell properties with me. So these groups are some this group of people are some are people who I actually communicate like quite closely. And then a second group will be, maybe this group of buyers, they are ready to buy, but have not seen anything they like, or this group of buyers, they are sellers. This group of sellers, they are someone who are looking to sell but not ready to sell. Then the third group will be those, they can't decide, not urgent, not in a hurry. Then maybe you have this group of clients that you want to follow up on a periodic basis. Yeah, so this will be how I do my system. Of course, it's very individual. You can have your own system, but I think all this have worked so far. I mean, so far, good enough for me. Okay, and then yeah, and like I say, when Beyond asked me to do this, when I was doing the slides, right? I wanted to share with you on I wanted to share with you all on my business model, my system. But I also want to, but I'm also thinking that what I have done right, okay, to be where I am today. Of course, I'm not the top producer. I'm not, but also not, uh, uh, not too bad. Maybe in the middle. So for myself, I can tell you what have I done right. Okay, so for me, right, I realized that when I come into this industry, right, um, what differentiates me from some of my peers from the start, right, is that I actually have this employer's mindset. Lah. I don't know whether is this a correct word or not. Yeah, because I'm not corporate trained. I don't go for what those thousands of dollars of courses whereby you know how to make yourself better and stuff like that. Okay, but I think the difference is I have this employer's mindset. Well, why do I say having an employer's mindset? Having employers, I mean, for a business owner or employer, right? Okay, you are running a business, you are a business owner. Okay, you you want to make things happen, and that's who I am, and how I've been uh, uh, doing it. Okay, I can only say that some of the people I've seen, right, they have this employees mindset. Employees mindset meaning wait things to happen. I think at the end of the day, okay, this industry, okay, is something that don't wait for you. Okay, if you don't know, you ask. I'm sure that there will be people, okay, um who would want to share with you. Okay, and at the end of the day is don't have this self entitlement mindset lah. You know, you are in this business, okay, you should be on your own. Having a group or having a good mentor, having a good outline, I mean, is a bonus. But other than that, no one can guarantee you success. Yeah, so you should be the one getting what you wanted. Um, and then I also think that it's important to work with a plan because 24 hours is really not enough for me, to be honest. My typical day, I start from 6 a.m. and then I try not to sleep too late at night. Okay, because the next day I still have to send my girls to school, and then I don't want to, I don't want anything unfortunate to happen in the case that I don't have enough sleep. So then I realized that it's important to have a plan because at least when you have a plan, right, um, you are very clear of what you want to do. Okay, so I think it's important. At least I feel that you have to work with a plan, and then I think more importantly, I know my strengths and also working on my weaknesses. Because at the end of the day, I mean, let's face it, everyone have their own strength and weaknesses. To me, my strength, okay, is that I'm serious and I'm sincere and when I wouldn't say that I'm smart lah, but I know what to do and what not to do ah. Yeah, of course I do have my weaknesses lah. Like Kevin always tell me, think too much. I do at times. I still now still do. Yeah, because because I'm Danny lah, and sometimes and and sometimes I think I talk too much, especially to when uh, when I was talking to prospect because sometimes very angry. They their first time they don't really know much and then and then they try to tell you that they know a lot and then as a result then I'll try to talk more and then I realize that sometimes maybe not talking more is good, whether you are talking to sellers and buyers. So it's something I'm also working on. And then I and then nowadays I tend to listen more and talk less, only talk when necessary. So anyway, that's for me. But I think it's important to know your strength because everyone have their own strength. Yeah, and okay, and of course everyone will have their weakness. Then you must know how to leverage on your strength. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you meet a prospect today, right, you maybe have a 10 to 15 minutes to impress them. So you must know what's your strength and then how you can leverage and then impress them. So and another thing is you know I've always been try to be professional. Okay, like talking to clients, like doing my viewings, and then most of the time I'm punctual, or yeah, it's very seldom I'm actually late for my appointments for my viewings, and when I do, like let's say when you talk about your presentation, all this kind of thing, I have my own presentation kit. It's actually refined from Zach's presentation kits, and then from Donnie's kit, and to my current own kit, presentation kit. So so far the feedback from the sellers is that, oh, you are very professional and stuff like that. So we try to be professional. It comes to such a point whereby even if most of you know me, right, and if you see me, most of the time I'm actually in like formal business attire until somebody really buay tahan and then tell me that, hey Danny, sometimes you can be casual. Yeah, so that's me lah, okay. And then yeah, I also believe in doing showmanship at appropriate times. Okay, like if I talk to a prospect now with my knowledge, right, okay, it's a kind of showmanship because I'm showing the prospect that I do have quite a fair bit of knowledge. Okay, when I'm doing viewings, then I try to do showmanship. Yeah, because it's not like you cannot say, oh, I mean, like a typical, there are some agents from some agencies that this is a door, this is a cupboard and stuff like that. Because when we talk about selling, it's very emotional. Sometimes you have to have more gestures, you must have different tonalities, you must let them envision, what it's like to stay in the house. So this is showmanship. There are a lot of ways to do showmanship. Yeah, but it's quite impossible to tell. I mean, to share more. Yeah, and I think one trait about me is I'm always very positive. No matter how difficult the situation is, I will remain positive. Um, and even when I burst a deal, right? Okay, I will still be positive. I know. I mean, I do burst deal before, like in within 24 hours, and it's really like the food is in your mouth already, but wow, you have to take out the food. Okay, but at the end of the day, I believe everything happened for a reason. It's also important that you must be positive, because if not, I've seen I've seen some fellow agents who are very downbeaten, when they lost a deal, because it will affect your next viewing, it will affect your next presentation, it will affect your life, it will affect your relationship. Yeah, so I think it's important to stay positive. Yeah, because at the end of the day, what things will happen lah. Yeah, so I think it's very important to be positive. And of course, I think it's important to be humble. Yeah, because uh it's something that actually it's me lah. It's me. It's something that my parents taught me when I was young, and I know that it doesn't matter how much you have achieved lah. Because at the end of the day, you can have the best sales, you can have the most commission, but sometimes I think being humble will help you in a lot of situation. Yeah, and when people see you humble, right, people are willing to share more with you. Yeah, but of course you must take the first step, to ask. And then this is staying focused is very, very important. Huh? Yeah, that's what Kevin told me not to say when he knows that I'm doing level up. But stay focused very cliche. Yeah, of course, stay focused is like, from the first day you have to stay focused, whether you are in this industry or not. But then yeah, it's like really staying focused. Yeah, yeah. Okay, then I think what I have been doing on a daily basis, almost a daily basis, I'll call it my 3R system. But what is 3R? Wow, like quite bombastic, but actually it's not. Because um, my schedule is such that, like, at the end of the day, right, okay, instead of watching YouTube or playing games before I sleep, I do a bit of I will like do this 3R thing. Also, what is 3R? 3R is to review. It can be review on your daily, what you've done today. It can be a review of a case that you close. It can be a review on your presentation. It can be a review on a case that you bust. Yeah, because I think that for anything to happen, there are always reasons. Okay, why your client tell you, hey, I don't want to buy through that agent, I want to buy through you. Okay, that means that you have shown something that that deserves the buyer's trust. Then there are also some buyers who tell you that uh uh don't worry, I know how much you are getting for the commission. Well, I think you've been doing a good job. Okay, you keep the commission, although the other agent give me lower commission and stuff, I'll give me rebate and stuff like that. Okay, but there are also cases whereby you burst case because you said the wrong thing, because you didn't manage the negotiation um, well from the start. Okay, or a lot of other instances. Yeah, so talking about this, I also I think what I've we backtrack a bit. I think what I've done right is I always set the stage at the beginning, whether is it with a prospect or a seller. Okay, I think setting the stage, and or you call it conditioning, is very important, because at the same time you also want to manage the expectations. because I think it's very important to manage expectations. So so for the case, I can only think of a case whereby uh, if I have a seller, if I'm selling this house, then I will set the stage for the seller. I will condition the seller. I will let him know what is happening on the market. Yeah, I think a lot of I don't know whether a lot of agents do that, but for me, I do that. But you must manage it accordingly, lah. You know, yeah. Sometimes too much is not good, but sometimes too little is also not good because some agents I see go the seller's agent go to the I mean as a buyer's agent when we go to view the seller's agent wow, they like they like don't talk to the sellers one, you know. I yeah, but I think but for me, I will talk to my sellers, I will condition them, I will build rapport with them. Yeah. um yeah, so these are things that I've been doing as well lah. So back to this, my 3R, my first R is actually review. This is something what I do almost every day unless I'm too tired. But then yeah, or unless it's a day out with my daughters then no need to review what's there to review? Where to bring them to the next time? Yeah. But anyway, I think review is very important because when you review, right, then you can reflect. Okay. Wow. um based on the situation, okay, is there a better way? Can I close the unit faster? Or why I burst this deal? You know, what did I say wrong? What did I say right? Yeah, so this will be the second and then after that I will refine. Because if you meet the seller and then after that the seller uh tell you that, hey, I cannot give you exclusive, you know, I cannot I I don't want to give you exclusive, I think I choose another agent, you know, I will actually ask the seller what leads to their decision. Okay. So recently I actually talked to a seller. I thought that, you know, can get exclusive. I thought, you know, can take the listing. But then after that, so after a call talk about 45 minutes, you know, it was like, wow, you have this wholesale feeling already, you know, get the exclusive is a good listing to sell. Then after that, the next day, the seller call you, you know, and then tell you, hey, I decided to give the listing to another agent. Then I say, why because then he said that, oh, because the other agent say no need to get exclusive. Then I was like, wow, so what really happened then I realized that maybe I made a mistake. I made a mistake of not meeting the seller in in the face. I mean meet the seller physically. I was on the phone, you know, and I thought, you know, I'm nailing it, but I didn't meet the seller, okay, and I didn't let them go through the presentation, go through my presentation kit and why I should be the agent selling the property for them. Okay, so I think so this is a mistake that we know we cannot commit, even though I've attended two presentation course you know. So this is something that I know already, and then I just remind myself again that next time don't talk so much on the phone, go down and meet. Yeah, because I believe that if you have a certain skill sets or you are professional enough, I think on meeting in person will be easier to comment to convince. Yeah, so this is my most recent experience. It just happened about three days ago. Yeah, so this is my 3R system. Yeah. So oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I didn't see the comment. Yeah. So anyone catching up so far? I hope I'm not talking too fast. But anyway, I think the slides will be given to you all. Then maybe you all can can look through it. again. Okay, thanks Cheryl. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so I think I'm about to come to the end of my slides already. Uh, there's actually a lot more to say. Okay, but then it's like I think the challenge for me is like to cover a lot more within this time. So uh, maybe when at the end of the presentation we'll have a session for Q&A, and hopefully I know we can I can help you with some of the questions, you know, regarding our own business. Yeah, so my motto is always the attitude determines your altitude lah. Okay, so this is something that I know that I firmly believe in. And then my favorite quotes, of course, is from my boss. One day or day one, reasons or results. You know, I mean, it's something that he taught, and then it's something that um, we listen, and sometimes it hit us, sometimes it don't. But when I was doing this slide, then it hit me again. Yeah, um because we are human after all, despite what I've shared with you. Okay, sometimes because of various reasons or situation, okay, we might steer off the path. So it's good that you know that that we remind ourselves, okay, reasons or results. Yeah, so the first thing I ask myself is reasons or results. You want results, then you don't have so much reasons lah. Okay, you want to have reasons, then you don't expect you have fantastic result. Okay, so these are my motto and my favorite quotes. uh, and then of course when we talk about success, I wouldn't even call myself success. I think I can do much more, and I'm actually doing much more now. But because this is called a iceberg success, because at the top where we have the success, right? I think for like the top achievers, even in our group, Gina, um, who's that? Lean, you know, and a lot more other top and consistent achievers. For all the success that you are seeing, you know that you know they do have this trait because they are very persistent. They they really do late nights, and then they can handle rejections, and then hard work, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of failure, a lot of doubts. Yeah, I mean, who don't have doubt? I also have doubt when I started. Yeah, because whatever people has been, remember that I told you that when I told my relatives, friends that I'm becoming a real estate agent, right? Okay, the noises from them really create a lot of doubts. Okay, as in whether I'm making a correct move, or when or whether I should like just try 1 2 years, cannot, then I go back. If you have options for you, if you leave a back door for you, then you can't see where the front door leads you. So I will say that sometimes it's good to burn the bridges, you know, and then you know that there's nothing at the back that will give you allowance. Okay, then the only way for you to break out to succeed is in front. Okay, then of course, then you also must have vision, and in sometimes you also have to take a risk. I mean, in our industry, there's no 包吃 or 包赢 method. Everyone goes trial by trial and error. It's only when you go by trial and error, then you have a bit of success, then you believe that this work, and then you try to um, do it better, right? Yeah, because if for example, if you do new launch and then you do like PPC, or you do Facebook marketing, or you do roadshow, or you do by mailer, and then you find that certain works for you, okay, but then you should actually build on it. but we must also have the flexibility to adapt now. Yeah, because what works now might not work like 2 years down the road or 1 year down the road. So we also must have this flexibility. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I come to the end of my sharing. I hope I hope it's like enough to fill up your afternoon time, and really thankful to everyone for coming in, and hear me talk. Yeah. So I think maybe we can like have a Q&A session or just a discussion if anyone has any questions. Or you can type in the chat.